The Sherman M51 was a remarkable Israeli adaptation of the American classic, fitted with a powerful high-velocity French 105mm gun to counter heavy Soviet steel. Egypt relied heavily on the T-34-85, a battle-hardened veteran of the Eastern Front that remained a formidable threat due to its 85mm cannon and excellent cross-country mobility. While the Israeli Sherman featured a more advanced fire control system and better crew ergonomics, the Egyptian T-34-85 offered a superior sloped armor profile and a lower silhouette. These two tanks defined the armored clashes of the mid-20th century in the desert. The Israeli Sherman emphasized long-range accuracy and punch, whereas the Egyptian T-34-85 focused on rugged reliability and simplicity. Both vehicles required skilled crews to operate in the harsh desert heat, where mechanical endurance was just as vital as ballistic protection. The Sherman's modified suspension helped it navigate rocky terrain, while the T-34's wide tracks were well suited for softer sands. As the regional conflict evolved, the Israeli Shotkal, a highly modified British Centurion, faced off against the Egyptian T-55 series. The Shotkal was renowned for its legendary L7 105mm rifled gun, which provided exceptional penetration and extreme range in open desert environments. Conversely, the Soviet-supplied T-55 featured a 100mm main gun and a very low silhouette, making it a difficult target to hit on the horizon. The Centurion was a heavy, stable platform with excellent depression for its main gun, allowing Israeli tankers to utilize hull-down positions effectively in the Golan Heights. The Egyptian T-55 was more agile and featured a simpler design that suited large-scale armored maneuvers across the Sinai. Protection-wise, the Centurion's thick front plate was a sturdy match for the T-55's rounded turret armor. Both tanks underwent numerous upgrades, with the Centurion transitioning to a diesel engine for better range, while the T-55 saw improvements in night fighting equipment. The Magach 6, an Israeli variant of the American M60A1, represented a significant leap in armor and sophisticated fire control. It faced the Egyptian T-62, which introduced the world to the powerful 115mm smoothbore gun. This matchup highlighted a clash of philosophies. The Western emphasis on crew comfort and sophisticated optics versus the Soviet focus on heavy hitting power and low visibility. The Magach 6 was equipped with a 105mm gun and eventually featured Blazer reactive armor to counter anti-tank missiles. The T-62 offered a much faster muzzle velocity, making it lethal at medium ranges, though its slower rate of fire was a notable trade-off. In the vast stretches of the Sinai Peninsula, the Magach's superior range and sighting systems often allowed for earlier engagement of targets. However, the T-62's thick turret and improved mobility made it a dangerous opponent in close-quarters brawls. Both tanks served as the backbone of their respective armies during the intense armored battles of the 70s. The late 1970s saw the birth of Israel's indigenous tank, the Merkava Mark I, designed with crew survival as the absolute priority. Its unique front-mounted engine acted as additional armor against frontal penetrations. Egypt, meanwhile, pursued the Ramses II, a comprehensive modernization of their T-54 fleet using American technology. The Ramses II was fitted with a 105mm gun and a modern fire control system, effectively bridging the gap between older Soviet platforms and modern Western standards. The Merkava Mark I was a heavy beast, built for the specific needs of regional defense, featuring a rear exit for the crew and even a small infantry compartment. The Ramses II retained the mobility of the T-54, but added significant electronic upgrades and better engine performance. While the Merkava represented a radical departure from traditional tank design, the Ramses II showed how legacy hardware could be revitalized to remain relevant. Both tanks were equipped with stabilized main guns to improve accuracy. By the early 90s, both nations adopted truly modern main battle tanks. The Merkava Mark III introduced the 120mm smoothbore gun and modular armor, allowing for easier repairs and upgrades in the field. Egypt began domestic production of the American M1A1 Abrams, a tank legendary for its high speed and advanced composite armor. The Merkava Mark III focused on high-tech sensors and a powerful 1200 horsepower engine to move its massive bulk. The Egyptian M1A1 featured a gas turbine engine providing 1500 horsepower, giving it incredible acceleration and a high top speed across the desert sands. Both tanks utilized 120mm main guns, though the Abrams used the American M256 smoothbore. The Merkava's design remained unique with its front engine and high internal volume, whereas the Abrams followed a more conventional layout with the engine in the rear. These vehicles marked the transition into the digital era of tank warfare, incorporating thermal imaging and laser rangefinders. Today, the Merkava Mark IV represents the pinnacle of Israeli armored technology, featuring the Trophy Active Protection System and advanced battle management networks. Egypt continues to field and upgrade its large fleet of M1A1 Abrams tanks, which remain highly competitive due to their rugged design and powerful armament. The Merkava Mark IV is one of the best protected tanks in the world, utilizing a specialized modular armor system and a 1500 horsepower diesel engine. The modern Egyptian M1A1 variants benefit from updated electronics and armor packages tailored for regional requirements. Both tanks are equipped with sophisticated 120mm guns, capable of firing a variety of modern munitions, including guided projectiles. The Merkava emphasizes situational awareness with its array of cameras and sensors, while the Abrams remains a symbol of overwhelming mobility and firepower. These two giants stand as the current masters of the Middle Eastern desert, reflecting decades of combat experience and engineering refinement.